Hello and welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news, it's been almost 24 hours since a major explosion rocked Midtown Manhattan, and still there's very few answers as the investigation into exactly what happened overnight continues. A massive manhunt is underway for whoever is responsible for the explosion on West 23rd Street. The explosion was so powerful that authorities say they are shocked no one was killed. All 29 people injured have already been released from area hospitals. Police have found what they believed to be the bomb.
This was an intentional act.
We will find who planted these explosives, and they will be punished.
Police blew up a second device found blocks away. It was a pressure cooker with wires and a cell phone attached. And all this comes as the city was preparing to host leaders from around the world for the UN General Assembly this week. Just hours later, a stabbing attacker was gunned down by an off-duty police officer in Minnesota. Now, a Somali man is claiming that attacker was his 22-year-old son. Ahmed Adan tells the Star Tribune in Minneapolis that police informed him last night his son, Dahir Hassan, died at Crossroads Center Mall in St. Cloud. Adan says police didn't mention the attack in their phone call, but seized photos and other materials from the family's apartment. Following the attack, 9 people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 1 was admitted and 7 were treated and later released.
I looked at the guy, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to fist fight this guy, and then I didn't know he had a knife. And it was like, it looked like that, like something was sticking out of his hand, maybe the length of my thumb. And then he just came up, I braced myself, side of the head, fell down to the ground. I never went like unconscious or anything.
The mall was later placed on lockdown after the attack. Police did a security sweep at the mall and spoke to witnesses. One ISIS-related media agency reported the suspect was a soldier of the Islamic State, but local law enforcement have not confirmed that claim. The White House says President Obama has been updated on the situation in New York, and last night both presidential nominees weighing in, while critics pointed out their very different styles. ABC's Mary Bruce has the story.
The shockwaves from New York City rippling across the campaign trail.
Just before I got off the plane, a bomb went off in New York, and nobody knows exactly what's going on.
Donald Trump in Colorado addressing a rally, calling the explosion a bomb before officials even confirmed the cause.
We better get very tough, folks. We better get very, very tough.
Hillary Clinton pounced.
I think it's always wiser to wait until you have information before making conclusions.
The former Secretary of State addressing the situation as she arrived back in New York, taking a more cautious approach.
We have to let this investigation unfold. I'll have more to say about it when we actually know some facts.
Her vice presidential pick says only Clinton is qualified for this.
It just raises the stakes on the need to be really, really smart in dealing with challenges like this to make sure we're doing what we can to stop any lone wolf attacks in the United States.
Trump's VP candidate is also urging caution, speaking from Florida.
Whatever the cause, whether it was terrorist attacks, whether it was inspired by terrorists abroad, or whether it was homegrown violence, we urge prayer and vigilance.
The subject's likely to remain a hot topic for the candidates as world leaders, including President Obama, descend on New York for the beginning of the United Nations General Assembly. Both Clinton and Trump are taking heat on national security from former Defense Secretary Robert Gates. But in the Wall Street Journal, Gates writes that Trump is beyond repair and unfit to be commander-in-chief. Mary Bruce, ABC News, Washington.
All right, thank you, Mary. Now let's go over to Wendy Ross for a first check on our weather tonight. Wendy?
And Adam, I have to tell you that in about 4 to 5 hours time, we've only dropped 1 degree. So it is very warm. It's very sticky outside. We are looking at clear skies, though. If you head out the door, you'll notice that. Our humidity now at 79%. The dew point is high at 76 degrees. And the winds are calm, so there's nothing moving anything around. And we don't have any rain taking place along the Sun Coast. The rain showers are primarily over the central part of the state. Orlando getting some thunderstorms right now. All those rains are moving off towards the east, and we're left with fair skies for the most part right here around our viewing area. We're getting a little bit of ground clutter. As you can see, that's not rain. That's all that is just some ground clutter. And we're also going to be seeing partly cloudy skies throughout the nighttime hours. We're going to get plenty of sunshine as we start the morning tomorrow, and we'll let you know what we can expect as the work week progresses. That's coming up in just a minute, Adam.
All right, thanks, Wendy. The heroin epidemic continues to take lives in Manatee County, and as it does, the medical examiner's office staff and facilities are overwhelmed, performing a record number of autopsies. ABC 7's Kate Flexter finds out how they're managing and how each death ripples through the community.
Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are often some of the first to respond to calls of heroin overdoses, but they're not the only ones feeling the impact of this epidemic. Dr. Russell Vega has worked as a medical examiner for more than 20 years, even in larger urban areas like Tampa. And yet he's never seen an epidemic quite like this.
Our jurisdiction here in Sarasota-Manatee area has more overdose deaths, not even just an overdose rate, but more actual numbers of deaths than I ever saw in Tampa.
Dr. Vega says Manatee County is by far the heavyweight of the two counties and says the sheer number of suspected overdose deaths has overwhelmed staff and facilities.
We are doing more autopsies. We're having to house more bodies for a longer period of time, and that's been a big strain on our staff.
In the month of July alone, staff performed more than 100 autopsies, the majority of which came from Manatee County and many of which are suspected overdoses. Plus, Vega says they're disproportionately young people.
There's no question when it affects the young, it just seems to it seems to capture our imagination and our empathy that much more, because we see the young as having so much lost potential.
For Jerry Stanhope, the epidemic is so much more than statistics. It's her daily life. She lost 4 people to heroin overdoses in just a year, including her son Brian.
I'm not numb, but I handle it better than a lot of people. One of the things that brings me peace with my son passing and my grandson passing is their struggles are gone. They're not doing that day-to-day struggle because it's awful for them.
She now cares for her teenage granddaughter and is in the process of adopting her. Just one of several stories like it around Manatee County. And Stanhope wonders if there's an end in sight.
I'm just lost. I wish there was something that I could wave a magic wand and it would all go away, but it's not. And my feelings are, as long as the demand is around, the supply is going to be there. So I don't know what the answer is to stopping it.
Also important to note that today marks the start of a national week to raise awareness about the heroin epidemic. In Manatee County, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Kate, thank you very much. Barnacle Bill's Seafood, who is making headlines for a controversial presidential campaign message on their marquee, has now changed that message. The sign originally read, "Concealed carry okay. I am a deplorable, vote for Trump." The sign now reads, "Not a deplorable." Owner William Davis first put out the message in response to Hillary Clinton's use of the word to describe half of Trump's supporters. Davis said he didn't plan on taking it down until the November election. Our original story about the sign on Thursday has received nearly 1,000 comments on Facebook. If you'd like to join that conversation, you can visit our WWSB Facebook page. Still to come here on ABC 7, a planned global protest gets an early start here on the Sun Coast. Find out why some are fighting for animal rights in a foreign country. Stay with us.
I'm Alan Cohn. The Sarasota Citizen Survey development is the top issue for the 3rd year running. Find out how commissioners use those results.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you. ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Are you one of the many Americans who undergo CPAP or BiPAP therapy? How often are you replacing your masks and hoses? Replacing your CPAP or BiPAP supplies every 3 to 6 months is critical to an effective therapy. Bacteria will build up, making you sick, and worn-out straps cause leaks and are just plain uncomfortable. Let Allied Medical Supply Network help. Call Allied Medical to speak to an expert agent that will determine which supplies you need and will set up a schedule for your fresh, brand-name supplies to be delivered right to your door, right when you need them. Shipping's absolutely free, and you may qualify to receive supplies at little or no cost to you. That's right, there's no driving around town or remembering when to order. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today and rest easy.
Call 800-601-0658. That's 800-601-0658.
Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? Hi, I'm George Foreman. People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can provide patent referrals and submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-890-1946. That's 1-800-890-1946.
Welcome back. India Unites Animals is a global movement trying to fight animal abuse in the country. And earlier today, a handful of locals took to downtown Sarasota to spread the word. So far, 50 cities worldwide have joined in on a planned protest that will launch on Monday. The organization says they're trying to end all cruelty and abuse against animals in the country of India. Locals could be spotted today getting a little bit of a warm-up at Bayfront Park, sharing their love and passion for several different species of animals.
Animal cruelty is bad and the fine is only $50 in India. We are trying to do this so we can be a voice of those animals who can't fight for themselves. It is very important that we step forward to have that cruelty stop and have that government listen to the voice and pass this act.
According to sympathizers, India does have several animal cruelty laws, but they are not strictly enforced. Students at New Path Academy in Bradenton are learning about cooperation and teamwork with some help from the now championship Bradenton Marauders. The team is helping the students with a project outside of New Path's East Campus. The group is spreading mulch and landscaping. The students completed the project on their own. New Path CEO Jennifer Radaback says the community service hours is an important part of the school's curriculum. Volunteers hit Anna Maria Island beaches today to pick up litter and spread the word about wildlife safety. The group says they try to organize beach cleanups monthly to raise awareness about the impact of litter on threatened species like sea turtles and some of our area shorebirds. While our beaches are a magnet for tourism that drives much of the economy here on the Suncoast, these volunteers say wildlife plays a large role in what makes those beaches unique. And as those tourism numbers rise, it can become harder and harder to keep those beaches clear. A beautiful sight at the Gulf today. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office shared a photo of a family of manatees in the water. It was taken off Snake Island in Venice. They also mentioned that the manatees may be mating near the North Jetty public beach. The public should stay away. The Sheriff's Office says any interruption to the mating process can be considered harassment, but it is exciting to see him in the water, but enjoy from a distance.
Yes,
right, Wendy?
That's the best way. That's the best way. And these creatures are just so magnificent. They're just wonderful to see. You feel it's a gift, really, when you get a chance to see them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty wonderful. And I'll tell you what, this weather, for some, you love it. You love it when it hits 91, 92 degrees. That's what it did today, 91, our official high temperature. Normally, we're at 89 degrees for this time of the year, so we're just a little bit ahead of the game, as you can see. So 83 right now for us. Our dew point at 76 degrees. Our humidity is high as well. Winds are out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. It is a starry night out there. We're looking at temperatures temperatures all around the state, mostly in the 70s and 80s. Along our coastline, we've seen a couple of 70s, and that's because of some rains that took place a little bit earlier on. And our temperature has pretty much remained the same along the coast. We have been only seeing a drop of maybe a degree since 4 or 5 hours ago. So it's been very still out there. The winds are really calmed down. And as you can see, Wauchula and Arcadia, Punta Gorda, those are the only 3 areas reporting temperatures in the 70s in our viewing area. And then a little bit warmer along the beaches. Siesta Key now at 84, Longboat Key at 85 degrees. We've had the clouds, we've had the rain throughout the day. Most of the showers started to come in a little bit earlier than they had yesterday. Beginning around 1 o'clock this afternoon, we started to see these showers forming east of I-75, and now they have been moving away from our coastline and affecting parts of Orlando has been getting the recent rains, and those showers continue to move off towards the east. Tomorrow morning, we may actually start to see rain showers developing along the coast. We'll get a stray shower that moves on in, but predominantly we're going to be getting the showers coming in during the afternoon and evening hours, and once again, we're looking at a 40 to 50% chance of rain. And what you can see here is Julia. Julia is still out there. Can you believe this? This is the storm that just won't go away. It's, of course, a tropical depression, and it continues to move off towards the northeast. But it has brought about a couple of rain showers along the east coast. And what we are looking at for us are the showers that are going to make their way onshore, just a stray one here and there during the morning. And again, the majority of the rain is going to be falling east of I-75 and continuing to brush off towards the east during the afternoon and evening hours. So what we're going to be getting is that stray shower that comes on in, and then we've got a 40 to 50% chance of showers during the afternoon and evening hours, and those temperatures are going to stay hot for the rest of the forecast period. And of course, the tropics are still very crowded. We've got Julia